Whilst playing video games, we become attached to the characters we control. Their reactions and emotions become our reactions and emotions.
It's perfect, Ethan.
And by the end of the game, we can sometimes struggle to differentiate between the gamer and the character. When Joel saves Ellie from an attack.
Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you.
When Geralt slays a mythical beast. Or when Agent 47 performs the perfect hit.
Hear that? I'll find out what that was.
Talk it down.
We know it's really us, the gamers, that have pulled the character through the scenario. Sadly though, sometimes we fail, and our heroes take the fall for us. This week's list is dedicated to 5 heroes who didn't quite make it to the end credits. Be warned, potential spoilers for the following. The BioShock series is renowned for late game twists, which make the gamer rethink the whole experience. BioShock Infinite continues this trend by revealing that the protagonist and the antagonist were one and the same. What makes this more messed up is the way the situation is rectified. You are drowned. You are drowned by your own daughter. This has to be one of the most confusing plot twists in gaming history.
Take my son.
She's Zachary Comstock. You spoke her to wit.
No. And both.
Next up is the Call of Duty franchise. Before Call of Duty introduced futuristic warfare, the series was loosely based in reality. The pinnacle of the franchise was arguably the Modern Warfare trilogy, where we followed the enigmatic and charismatic Captain Price and his band of fearless SAS warriors.
Price? This belongs to you, sir. Who's Soap?
Soap McTavish was introduced in the original Modern Warfare and quickly became a fan favourite. His bromance with Captain Price became a staple of the series until one night in Prague. After falling from a building, he is dragged to safety. With his last breath, he passes on intel to his best friend before he succumbs to his injuries. Rest in peace, Captain McTavish.
Clear the table! Oh no! So! No! So! You have to go now! Get off me!
I'm sorry.
The Walking Dead comic book was given extra life when the TV franchise captivated audiences. Through the video game version of the comic book, we are able to directly influence the storyline of a band of zombie apocalypse survivors. Over 5 episodes, we took control of Lee as he looked after Clementine. He was close to fulfilling his mission until he is bitten and will soon change into one of the undead. His parting gift to Clem is a gun and a request to kill him. In one of the most impactful scenes in video game history, Clementine does her duty.
I'll miss you.
Me too.
Heavy Rain blurred the boundaries between cinema and gaming with its tale of the origami killer. You play as a number of characters, namely Ethan, Paige, Scott and Jaden, tasked with finding Ethan's son who has been taken by this murderer. If you play particularly badly,
I'm a father too.
all the characters meet a depressing end. Scott falls into an industrial grinder, Jaden is stabbed to death, Paige is taken out by a madman, and Ethan, probably the worst, takes his own life due to the guilt of the situation. Come to think of it, Heavy Rain was a terribly depressing game.
My name's John Marston.
Red Dead Redemption was a groundbreaking game, which took the systems found in GTA 4 and took them back in time about 100 years. This was a time when failing to compliment another man's tabard would result in a tense duel to the death. Luckily for us, our hero is a dab hand with a 6-shooter. Good old John Marston. The game's narrative had players trying to keep John out of trouble and to leave his criminal past behind him. The only catch was that if he wants to be left alone to see out his days on the ranch, he must first bring down his former gang of outlaws. So, after way more than 20 hours of making amends for past discretions, you finally reach the end of the game and settle down with your wife and son, only for the government to change their minds. You have one final opportunity to take down your enemies using the duel mechanic, but I was absolutely gutted, like so many others when John perished, but Rockstar Games had a little extra to keep the Marston storyline going. Fast forward 10 years, and you take control of John's son Jack. You can take revenge for your father by hunting down Edgar Ross, the mastermind behind it all, and filling him full of lead. Betrayal must not go unpunished. So that was our first list of video game heroes who didn't quite make it to the end of the game. If you've enjoyed wasting time with us, please give us a like and think about subscribing. If you have any ideas for future videos, please pop them in the comments below. See you next time.